Hello, I watched a podcast about conflict at work, and today I would like to explain and comment on this podcast. This podcast talks about problems and disagreements that happen between people in workplace. Conflict at work is very common because people have different personality, ways of working, and opinion. First, the podcast explain why conflict happen at work. One of the main reasons is poor communication. Like sometimes people don't explain their ideas clearly, and sometimes they don't listen carefully to others. Because of this, misunderstanding appear. Another reason is unclear role and responsibility. Yeah. When employees don't know exactly what they are supposed to do, and they feel confused and stressed. The podcast also mention personal differences, like every person is different. Some people like working in a team, while others prefer working alone. Some people working more fast and others so slowly. If these differences aren't respected, conflict happen at work. Stress, deadlines, and heavy workload also make people more emotional and impatient. Next podcast talks about different types of conflict. One type is interpersonal conflict, which happen between co-workers. Another type is role conflict, when a workers received mixed or unclear instruction. Like there is also value conflict, when happen have different beliefs or opinions. An important idea in this podcast is that conflict isn't always bad if it is handled in a good way. And conflict can help people grow, share ideas, and improve teamwork. However, if conflict is ignored or solved in a bad way, it can create negative work environment and reduce productivity. The podcast then gives advice on how to manage conflict. First step is open and calm communication. People should talk the problems instead avoiding it. It is better to express feelings politely and avoiding blaming to others. For example, saying I feel confused is better than saying you are wrong. And another important skill is active listening. People should listen carefully and try to understand to others' opinion and point of view. Showing respect and empathy helps reduce conflict. The podcast also suggests focusing on solution, not on who is right or wrong. Sometimes compromise is needed in serious case. Asking a manager or HR for help is a good idea. In conclusion, the podcast shows that conflict at work is a normal. What is important is how people deal with it. With good communication is understanding conflict can be managed in positive way and even help improve the workplace.